So Kenya Moore sat down with Tamron recently on an interview. I want to say it was last week, but I was a little under the weather, so I'm kind of covering it now. So she sat down with Tamron, and she was talking about how she takes like accountability for some of the things that happened earlier in the year with one of her castmates. Now, if you don't know, I'm not getting to this side of things because I do not, really watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. From my understanding, they were doing like a filming, and in the filming of Real Housewives of Atlanta this upcoming season, some type of photos of her castmates were released or leaked, and it was not only distasteful, but it been considered to be revenge, something else. A lot of different stories or theories surrounding this. Some people are saying that maybe the production leaked it, because that Real Housewives of Atlanta has been on a decline, so at this point they're doing everything they can to kind of build a buzz around this upcoming season release. So either way, Kenya Moore kind of came under fire. She received the backlash. Apparently this was at one of her events for her hair care line or something like that. So the burden kind of fell on her. I didn't cover the story. If y'all, know more about this, you can drop it below. Anyway, she took accountability for what happened to one of her castmates.
The most unfortunate thing for me is that this situation was created. I escalated it, and that wasn't the proper response. However, when I look at my daughter and I have to explain things to her, and I don't want anything to get convoluted with my legacy, with, what mommy's purpose is in life. And I don't want her to ever be confused about what my heart is and what my intentions are, because they're always to protect her.
I'm not mad at Kenya Moore taking accountability or even acknowledging that something happened that should not have happened, that there was a level of inappropriate behavior and a boundary or a line that should not have been crossed. My perspective on this, of course, from a spiritual perspective, is at what point does wisdom kick in as grown women, as adult women, let's say as adult women? At what point does wisdom kick in and we just begin to know, right? Like at a certain point, like you're supposed to know, like children don't know if they cross the line. You have to sit down and explain to children, hey, this is what you did. This is why that was wrong. And this is what, so children, you have to explain to them what the situation is. As a grown adult woman, why is it that when your livelihood is in jeopardy and when you receive backlash from the online background sources, which really shouldn't have no bearings, because truthfully, whatever the people say online really shouldn't have no bearings on what you actually do, but sometimes it does take, seeing things in hindsight. So I'll leave room for that. But at what point does wisdom kick in to where you are a grown adult woman and you should have known reality TV celebrities, or when they're on these shows, they are incentivized to, bring the drama and incentivized to start up conversations, to move the event in a certain way, or to move it's everything is heightened, things that would never even happen in real life happens on these TV shows. And that's just the nature of these TV shows. That's what they do. They bring drama, some comedy, but recently it's just drama. It's just a whole bunch of drama, just a whole bunch of loud, dramatic women, period. And that's not just with Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's not just a black thing. That's all the way around. These shows, these reality TV shows, are all about the drama. Even Married to Medicine. Now, Married to Medicine was supposed to be an uplifting show about black families in the medical field, and now it is rooted in drama. So everything that is produced by Bravo is drama based. So that is the premises, because now with knowing that, you have to understand that that is the premises in which they operate. So at what point do you say, this is a line that is too far? This is a boundary that I cannot cross, or this is a boundary that should not be crossed morally, spiritually, from one woman to another. Why is it that it's only entertaining when we demean each other? It's only entertaining when we begin to hit below the belt. And yeah, we can say, oh, it's reading, it's throwing shades. Not really. Not really. You know, it's not being shady, or it's not fun shade, or whatever names you want to put on it. You know, none of that builds healthy relationships. That's why these women on these shows, they're really not friends. Everybody's trying to get a bag, and it's really a point where you're sacrificing the character of you. You sacrifice your own standards of who you are as a human, as a woman, as a black woman. You just sacrifice that. You just throw it in the wind for the entertainment value of a show that really could care less about you. I mean, we can look at how they did Nene and Mariah and all the other women. I'm just naming those two because they're, you know, very vocal about their experiences on these TV shows and behind the scenes. But at what point do you realize I cannot sacrifice my soul for entertainment value? Because if something goes haywire, I'm going to be the one that's taking the hits. She was the one that's taking the hits, not the production crew that filmed it. Not who, you know, there was no one on set that said, no, we cannot bring these images in and we cannot do this. No one, you know, these people are followed with cameras. Every move when they're in film mode, everything that they do is micromanaged, period. So to say that she's the only one, to say that she's the only one that knew that these, you know, whatever it was, like some posters or something like that of one of her castmates, to say that she was the only one that knew about that, it would be, you know, it's unrealistic. Okay. So I definitely do think production knew about it, but she was the scapegoat, and now she is on the run to really retain her job. So I just feel like, you know, there's nothing wrong with apologizing if you really feel that way, or if you really acknowledge, you know, that you did something wrong. But my thing is this, man, you cannot, people have to really, you cannot keep making decisions in your life based off of a TV show. That is crazy.